It's the NFL on EA Sports, and we're on the road to the Super Bowl. Coming up, a highly anticipated contest between the Minnesota Vikings and the San Francisco 49ers. I'm Kate Scott. Joining me as always, my partner in crime, Brock Heward, and we are excited to bring you this NFL divisional round game. Well, excited, the word that you and I get to use, Brock, as do all these great fans in attendance, but for the players down on the field, I think a better word to discuss in this situation might be pressure.
I don't think there's any question about that, Kate. With every one of these playoff rounds, that pressure just grows. It increases. That Super Bowl gets closer and closer, and your game, well, it's got to increase with it. If you can't take your level of play up a notch from the previous week, can't rise to the occasion and find that extra gear befitting the situation we're in, well, that's the week you're going to be sent home and be a fan like the rest of us.
So here come the Vikings, taking the field for their first drive of the game. And they're brought out by the 10th pick of the 2024 draft, a national champion at Michigan, J.J. McCarthy.
There's not a guy on the field today who doesn't want to play his best football on one of the biggest stages. But in particular, this QB, he was on fire a week ago with 3 touchdowns, and he knows an effort like that again will put him in a conference title game.
Halfway there on first down, that brings up 2nd and 5.
You know, Kate, that might be... a little bit of a disappointing run to him. He wanted more. They always do. That's exactly what they were after offensively to get this drive moving.
McCarthy throwing here. Has him on the quick hitter. And the gain only about 2 before he heads out. That means they're going to face 3rd down.
A gain of 2 on the play. And this is 3rd down.
Motioning him from the slot right. 3rd and 2, McCarthy. That one's caught by Jefferson. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. He picks up 15 on the play. And that means a fresh set of downs for Minnesota.
1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Here we go.
Jacobs running behind center. And he powers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You gain that kind of yardage in the run game, and you're going to gain the trust of your offensive coordinator. Plays like that, runs like that, set the table for everything else in the playbook.
On play action now, McCarthy. Pass is caught, it's T.J. Hawkinson. He's got his guys into the red zone before someone can force him out. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
That's a statement throw right there. A statement throw that lets the opposing defense know it's not just going to be check down Charlie today. They're going to be willing to push the ball down the field, and this defense better respond.
To the right, hauled in by Jefferson. That screen sniffed out quickly, shut down behind the line.
Well, every once in a while you understand a play that loses a yard or 2. But losing that much on a completion, there is some kind of malfunction with the offense. They'd have been better off abandoning that play. Heck, you might as well punt it.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the hits just keep coming for them on this play, it seems. Elsewhere on the field, they've got a player hurt and in need of some attention. This is a tough spot to be in. It's 3rd and very long. Here he goes, 3rd and long. He's in trouble, and they bring him down again. And a couple of really good plays, Brock, made back-to-back behind the line to bring up 4th down. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And they get 3 on their first series. Hope to build on that in the drives ahead.
Yes, it's 3, not 6, but to come away with anything in the first drive in the postseason on the road, it's a great start and a tough thing to do.
The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. This return starts at the 5. And And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. So here come the 49ers for their opening drive. And bringing them out, someone this defense is really going to have to keep an eye on, this mobile QB.
This playoffs, well, they got off to a shaky start. A couple turnovers a week ago, but it's not how you start, right? For every guy on this field, it's how you finish, especially at quarterback. Team picked him up a week ago, and you know today he wants to be the guy they win because of, not the guy they win despite.
Gets it ahead, has about 5 yards. Stopped by one of the league's best tacklers, Roquan Smith. Run picks up 6, so that means it's 2nd and 4.
At the 32-yard line.
There's a give inside to James. Escapes the defender. And they're going to bring him down just a moment before he's able to break it across midfield. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
That right there, that will make the coaches happy. He didn't just get the first down, but got a healthy chunk of bonus yards afterwards.
Let's go.
First down, play action. Flushed out of the pocket. And he's not quite that fast. Let him just a bit too much. That's incomplete. Well, not surprising that his reputation preceded him here, Brock. They got double coverage on him to try and slow him down.
Yeah, that's what you get. When you're this good and you're this talented, you're going to get the attention, especially early in the game. Now, what kind of adjustments can he make offensively?
He's going to bring this down to their 35. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
I'll tell you what, Kay, one of the things I'm most proud of coming out of broadcast are my O-line buddies that will hit me up during the game and say thank you. Thank you for finally showing some love and giving some light to what those big boys are doing up front. I got to play with some of the best to do. I got to see it up close and personal. Because of it, I'll never forget it. And they just showed up on that run.
He gets a couple on first, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
Get it. 70 Timberwolves.
They give it to him again. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means 3rd down coming up.
I know from the position of the quarterback, Kate, sometimes you hand that ball, you put it in the belly of the running back, and you send him right into the teeth of a buzzsaw. You can feel it from the jump, and that call from the defense, it came at the perfect time.
Air it out on 3rd. It's caught. Pearsall has it. This is going to make it down to the 6. That's going to set him up with 1st and goal.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Goal at the 6-yard line.
Cowboy 80. 60 by Dragon 60.
From the red zone on 1st. And he's going to take this in for the San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers pull ahead 6-3 in the 1st. Each round of the playoffs, Brock, getting some early points becomes more and more important. And they're on the board here in the divisional round.
Pretty tricky round for a lot of teams to get through, which makes some early momentum, to your point, all the more valuable. They're doing all they can to avoid getting tripped up before that conference title affair.
It's Jake Bates for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the 49ers one up the opposing field goal. They start with 7 on their opening drive. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. And that one flies right on past the end zone. Did not make an effort to even hit the landing zone, Brock. So they're going to gift him a drive starting at the 35. Kevin O'Connell getting his Vikings offense out for another drive. And they'll have a little momentum as they take the field here after their kicker drilled a deep one to end their last drive with points. So good field position to start with for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10. They'll go play action here. It's McCarthy. Finds him over the middle. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield. He finds him 16 yards and a new set of downs.
When you see play action, do all you can to get your eyes to the tight end. because that's their bread and butter. That play action gives him time off the line, helps chip a rusher, or even helps sell that fake. And then when he releases, he gets pressure
coming, and they take him down. It's 3 sacks for the game so far. Brings up second down.
Hey, I understand that call. You try to get play action to get away from the rush. The problem is this defense has just been relentless.
After the sack, let's see what the offense does here. 2nd and 18 coming up. That'll do it for one quarter of this NFC divisional round matchup. We've got the 49ers in front. More from Santa Clara coming up. Now for the second quarter to begin. Vikings in control of it. They have 2nd and pretty long here. From the shotgun, McCarthy has it to his back. Here's Josh Jacobs. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
Short pass brought in. And he'll go out of bounds close to the 35-yard line. Give him 8 on that one. And the Vikings are going to have a first down. We've set it downs from 37.
First and 10 at the 37-yard line.
Running on first here with Jacobs. He's able to drive that pile about a yard. Tackle made by Jair Brown.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Off the play fake, it's McCarthy. Grabbed by Betch, left side. They get to him after a small pickup to the 35. And Amador Lenore, there on the stop.
It's a gain of a yard.
Third down here, need 8 on the play. Rush going in motion left. McCarthy throwing on 3rd down. It isn't holding up. They're able to drop him. And they're staring at a 4th down now after that sack. So the Vikings sending out the field goal team here. It's a deep shot for him from that left hash. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that cuts the lead back down to a lone point.
My life experience has taught me these kickers are a lot like golfers. They know how to keep score. They know when they've hit their best shots. They know when they've hit their career longs. And he just got it done.
Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the run back of the 27. San Francisco headed out for its 2nd possession of the game. And I think they'd be content doing everything the same as their prior drive and getting another touchdown here. San Francisco to the line. It's 1st and 10.
Get it!
Throwing now off the play action. Bails out of the pocket quick. He's running with it. He slides down with enough to pick up that first.
You know, Kate, back in the day, we had a slip and slide to practice for moments just like that. Actually practicing how to slide and get out of harm's way. Nice gain on the play. And denied that defense yet another chance to take a shot on him.
One play in, and they are already close to midfield.
Let's go now. Ready, ready.
Now run, James. He's taken down as he takes this to the 38. It's a 13-yard play, and that's enough for the first.
Let's see, first it was a pass, now it's a great gain on the ground. They've got this defense on their heels.
New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38.
Steady.
They'll go play action on 1st down. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete.
And this is why scouts talk about a player's closing speed, Kate. You know, once he senses the pressure, he's getting rid of that ball. It takes a player who can close quickly to get to him before it's released. And that sure altered the throw.
Money with James. They're going to keep moving forward, Brock, down inside the opposing 30. Now following the play, one of the 49ers banged up. He's in some pain. We're going to pause here as he gets checked on. Offense is set. 1st and 10.
Ready.
They'll go play action. Buying some time right. He just throws this one away.
That's a veteran move right there by a rookie quarterback. You see so many rookies, we do, Kate, who try to play hero ball and force things in every single spot. But he's already wise enough to know how to throw it away.
Still 10 to go. It's 2nd down now from the 26.
Ready. 18 Cardinal, 8 Viking, 18.
Setting up to throw. An all-around tough play for him. He took a shot on the release, and it definitely affected the throw. It's incomplete. So after that prior incompletion, we've got 3rd down.
Cowboy 80. Let's go.
Throw here, 3rd down. And the streak continues. Another one hits the ground. Out is Jake Bates, ready to try to knock this through. From the left hash, this would be 43 yards. Bates' kick is up and good. That'll push their lead to 4.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. Return starts at the 3. He's brought down just inside the 25. Now the Minnesota offense trotting out. And they brought out their kicker for a field goal their last possession. This time they'll look to bring him out for an extra point instead. Minnesota into formation. It's 1st and 10. Play action, McCarthy. Downfield, he's got Hawkinson. And this one breaks beautifully as they're going to get it forward to their own 45. It's a gain of 22. And that means a fresh set of downs for Minnesota. Just one play into this drive, and they are already sitting on their own 45. On the handoff, here's Jacobs. And he drives this across midfield and down into enemy territory. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
Brings up 2nd and 4.
Going run again with Jacobs. This is going to be down to, looks like about the opposing 36 for their next snap. A nice gain of 13 yards as it brings up a 1st down.
Offense there, Kate, went heavy with that 13 personnel. 1 back, 3 tight ends, and those 3 added blockers. Just the element they needed to spring that run.
Going to the ground again on 1st. And they make the stop after giving up 6 yards. Good run on 1st. It's 2nd down.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly when he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that 1st down marker.
It's going to be 2nd and 3 when we return from our 2-minute warning. Stay with us. More of the NFL on EA Sports coming up. 2nd and 3 now. Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. Finds him on the crossing route. It's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings get some late points and the lead. So Brock, good work there to finish off the drive in the end zone, and we take the lead.
You just get this feeling every once in a while in games, this sucker's going to be a back-and-forth football game. So what a great job offensively to jump out in front here in the 1st half of play.
The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. Starting from the 5. He's got a lane up past the 30. The 49ers and Jordan James back out on offense. And their last drive did end in points. Not as many as they wanted, though. They had to settle for that field goal despite advancing the football pretty well. Back to throw on 1st and 10. And he let his man just a little too much there. That's an incomplete pass.
Fairly safe to say as that one falls incomplete this first half so far. It's not met the standard they set for themselves.
No luck on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 10. Pass play now. Nothing doing there as the 2nd down pass falls incomplete.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
No connection on the last play. Now it's 3rd down.
Ready?
3rd and long for him here. And he's close, but they say he did not get there. It's going to be 4th and maybe a yard. The Vikings call a timeout. It'll be their first. Just about a yard to the markers, and they're going to take the risk and go for this.
60 Vikings, 60 Vikings.
Must not have liked what they saw on 4th and 1 there. They're going to take a timeout. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Offense isn't moving here. They are going for this on 4th and 1.
Let's go. Reload. 6.
Running this with James. And he is stuffed at the line. They don't get the yard they need, and now they're going to catch a breather. They turn it over on downs. So good field position to start with for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10. Looking now from the gun. And the 49ers rush gets home, and they drop him. San Francisco calls it 2nd timeout. As they'll meet and decide what to do on this 2nd down. Here's McCarthy to throw. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll be taken down, but not until he reaches that 45-yard line.
To Justin Jefferson. A gain of 12 yards. It's now
3rd and 4 coming up now. McCarthy to throw it. Wow, wide open here, complete. And he's taken out as he brings it down towards the 10. That one nabs him 33 yards and a new set of downs, too. What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. Working inside the red zone. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. Took his shot at 6 that time. So that brings up 2nd down.
brings up 2nd and 10.
Again, McCarthy to throw. And he makes the play at full extension. That's a touchdown. The Vikings grow their lead just before halftime. It's a T.J. Hockenson touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Vikings make it a 10-point ball game. The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. He's brought down at what looks like the 24-yard line. The 49ers and Jordan James back out on offense. And we're a shade away from 50 seconds to go in the second. And there's enough time to put something together. And a throw to start the drive. He put everything he had into this one. This is caught inside the 15. It's a huge pickup on the play. And that gives them 1st and goal.
The analytics are pretty clear. It's hard to move the ball in this league with short little dinks and dunks. You've got to get the explosive chunk. You got to get the big play. And that throw to the outside, that gets the job done.
He will score. It's a San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers make it a one-score game before halftime. Bates now for the point after. The point after splits the uprights. And the 49ers cut it to a field goal game.
49ers 17.
Ball is set up and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Returning it from the 4. And this drive will start inside the 25.
First down 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Last drive of the half isn't going to be long. 14 seconds remaining. Looks like they'll play it safe with a run to the outside. Well, that's some decent running there. Gets him 4. It's going to be second down.
He's tackled at the 29-yard line. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5.
So a field goal game at the half. Good one so far. 2 quarters to go. Now let's check in with Scott Hansen. He's got our EA Sports
Our
halftime
trip
report.
around the NFL starts now, and it starts with a good one in the AFC West. All right, Kate, thanks very much. We roll on here on this divisional round Sunday. 2 more final scores to get to, and then we'll know the AFC-NFC title game matchups. But first, let's look back at Saturday's action. And here's the speedster, Xavier Worthy.
Somebody is going to the NFC Championship game from this one. Let's find out who as our second half gets underway. This return starts at the 5. Finds some space. He's past the 30. And he brought this one almost to midfield before he's tackled.
Well, that's exactly the way you want to come out of the locker room to begin the second half. And really, Kate, this third phase of the game, the special teams, you just see the boost and the energy they can give to their team when they deliver a nice return to start this second half.
Looking slant route, complete. And they're going to hold him down just shy of the 40. That's 16 on the pickup. And that gives the 49ers the first. One play in, Brock, and this drive is already into enemy territory.
Let's go now. Cowboy 80. Cooking my team.
Carry here for James. And what a big play that was on first down, but we also have a flag. This might be coming back.
Offense.
You don't get too many plays of that size in a game, and that flag takes away one of them.
Come on. Set. 65, 65. Cowboy 80. Go. Check out.
Running it after the penalty. That's a solid running here as he gets an 80 yards there into the red zone.
That does not show up on any explosive stat sheet, but let me tell you, Kate, that's the real deal right there. You run for that kind of yardage consistently in the NFL, you do set yourself up for success.
It was there, but he couldn't hang on. That's incomplete. Looking for his wide receiver there. And that leaves him with 3rd and short.
Let's go.
Throwing now on 3rd and 2. It's caught. Pearsall has it. And he's going to take this in for the San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers take the lead right away in half number 2. Ricky Pearsall with the touchdown. So he finds his man in space, and then the wideout takes advantage. Nice finish there to take it in for 6.
Yeah, no question about it. We know points are always a premium in this league, and this really becomes a 3 to 4 point play. Right? When you don't have to settle for field goals, you could throw it underneath, and your receivers do that much damage in the open field and score a touchdown. That's big time.
That one splits the uprights, and the 49ers take a 4-point lead. Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. This one's fielded at the 4-yard line. And he gets it up beyond the 20, but boy, did they plant him a few inches into the ground at the end of that run. Kevin O'Connell getting his Vikings offense out for another drive. They find themselves trailing after the opening drive touchdown, and heck, it really set up to be an entertaining second half if they're able to answer here. Vikings to the line now. Here's 1st and 10. Jacobs gets it to start the drive. And some excellent work to drive them all the way up past the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 12 on that one. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st down.
One like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know you can set the table for more.
1st down, and they go right back to it. And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackle for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. From the shotgun, McCarthy. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. He was looking for T.J. Hawkinson, and things look tougher now with 3rd and long.
Okay, this defense finally said enough, ripped up that script. They have seen him be way too productive. Time to start fighting him for every single throw.
Here he goes, 3rd and long. This one's to Hawkinson outright. And he's going to be driven out by a defender just before he can get it up to midfield. They'll move the chains after that pickup of 12.
I'm not sure how this defense let that guy slip through him like that. On 3rd down, nonetheless, he took that snap as an opportunity. And man, did he make an impact play.
Throwing on 1st, it's McCarthy. Connects on the crosser. And they do get him down, but the damage is done. This kid's down inside the 35-yard line. They get 22 out of that play. And that means a fresh set of downs for Minnesota.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
That one stopped right at the line for no gain. This is going to be 2nd down.
I can promise you that's not what it looked like on the practice field nor on the whiteboard. Typically, QB run is going to net you a whole lot more yardage than that. But let's give some credit. Strong effort by that defensive front who contained a play that typically goes for a whole lot more.
And that 2nd down run is only going to manage a yard.
He's got the ball 29-yard line. A gain of 2 on the play. And this is 3rd down.
This 8-play drive might be on its last legs here, partners. They try to figure out this 3rd and 7. 3rd and long. They're going to throw. And he hauls in the interception. Jair Brown has it. And the 49ers are stopped, and they're going to have the football out beyond their own 30. And they'll head up here 1st and 10 from the 34.
Ready? 70, hop, 70.
They'll throw to begin this drive. Oh, he put everything he had into that throw. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Tough one to retain through that hit. And we'll see what they do here on 2nd down.
Let's go. 19.
This is James. He's unable to get away from that tackle. Good work by the defense. Nothing gained on 2nd down.
I know these DNs love to get to the quarterback. I know that sacks many times equals a bigger payday. But doing the dirty work, playing the run well, that's what the best of the ends do in this league.
This drive in jeopardy. Here's a 3rd and 10.
19, Stephanie. Cowboy 80. Go.
They'll air it out on 3rd. Wow, his first real mistake. That's intercepted. Byron Murphy picks it.
Their first pick of the game comes at an awfully big moment. Really just cancels out all the great work your defense did to give you that ball.
So good field position to start with for the Vikings. It's 1st and 10. Off the play fake. It's McCarthy. Cut for big yards on the right side. And he's taken down, but he's got it to the 29. A big play, 23 yards to move those chains.
Part of the reason I leave you pregame, Kate, and get down to that field and watch these guys throw and catch is I want to see their timing. I want to see their anticipation. That is picture perfect right there. A crossing route thrown that quickly tells me these two are on the same page. You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard defensive coordinators say, hey, you got to earn the right to rush your passer. You got to earn the right for me to call blitzes. And when you call a blitz and you don't get home and you don't hit the quarterback, you've earned nothing.
2nd and 6 coming up here. Shotgun give now to Jacobs. And 2nd down only works out for a yard. About set. This is 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, McCarthy. That's caught for the first. And he's going to be stopped just a second away from a touchdown. And even 20 yards on the play, and it awards them with a 1st and goal.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. It's a good way to help reset those chains.
And they try to cow right forward, but only a couple of yards there.
So many offenses will script, Kate, the first 15 plays of a game, but it's often getting to the lesser-used stuff like that that's critical in the red zone. They get a decent gain out of it and continue to push for the goal line.
We're down to 1 quarter to play in this NFC divisional round matchup. It's Vikings ball. We'll see if they can come up with something here and stave off elimination. Another chance to get that lone yard. Here's 2nd and goal.
Let's go now. Let's go.
Jacobs trying to run his way in. Not able to make a push for that goal line. He's hit for a loss back at the 3. Man, some of these middle backers are so impressive these days, Brock. No problems at all for him to range downhill and cut that play down behind the line.
Kind of the calling card of the position played today. They're not as big as they once were, but boy, can they run. As you said, whether it's downhill or sideline to sideline like that.
Now setting up the screen for Jacobs. And that's a Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings take a 4th quarter lead. It's a Josh Jacobs touchdown. That one right down the middle. And the Vikings push their lead to 3. The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. Fielded at the 7. And that's going to set them up just beyond their own 20. So here come the 49ers on offense. They find themselves down here in the 4th after that touchdown. This game could end up depending on how they respond right here.
Pass to 60.
Back to work after throwing the pick. Pearson on the slant. And this is brought to a stop up at the 34-yard line there. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset. So they'll head up here 1st and 10 from the 34.
Here we go.
1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Shotgun snap. They'll throw. Has some daylight through the 40. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for in 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and it creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
Looking for a pass on 2nd and short. Finds him on the slant. And he's going to go down right along the midfield stripe. Give him 8 yards on the play. And that means it'll be 1st down San Francisco.
Deputy! Cougar 19! Ready.
Back now, pressure coming. Short pass brought in. And he's got a decent gain before being brought down.
Okay, ready.
Offensive line. This is 2nd and 4.
I'm not lying.
At the 44-yard
Get it.
line.
Let's go.
Run now with James. And he's able to reach the 40 on that play. It's a pickup of 4 yards, and that gives the 49ers the first.
4 yards. That's another 49er first down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
Now he'll throw off the play fake. He rolls to his right. Finds him on the crossing route. And he runs this to the 25 before being brought down. That play gains 15, and it moves the sticks. They'll come up on first and 10.
Here we go, check. 19, Charger, 19, Hawk, 70, Hawk, Warrior, 70.
Back to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Well-timed strike by that defender to knock it free. So it'll be second down.
Check. Ready? Bronco 80.
They run. It's James. And he takes it ahead for about 4 yards. It's third down.
When you don't have great success on first down, Kate, it's a little bit like a hitter in baseball falling behind in the count. And all you want to do as a hitter is get back to a fighting chance. Give yourself a better count. That play, well, it does the same here. Now a much more manageable and opportune third down situation.
Finds his man over the middle. And he's going to take this in for the San Francisco touchdown. The 49ers take a fourth-quarter lead.
That play really had all the elements you're looking for from a tight end, showing that he can stretch that field. With the right check, secure the catch, quickly become a runner, check, and finally go finish that drive off and celebrate with your homeboys.
A chance to take their lead beyond a field goal on this point after. Extra point set right down the middle. And the 49ers take a 4-point lead.
31. Vikings 27.
Bates has it all set up. Here comes the kickoff. On the return, here's Price. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. The Minnesota offense ready to set up shop again. And this pressure has been playing volleyball in this fourth quarter, partner. That touchdown just served it over their way. Now they need a touchdown to return serve, put it back on the other sideline.
Yeah, I like what you did there. And I'll keep the analogy going. We're in the final set, and it almost feels now like a must-score drive.
Finds him over the middle. Ooh, he is cracked at the tail end of that play. A good hit, but sure would have loved for it to have come earlier as he gets forward a bunch and gets him the first down. Play action, McCarthy. Moving into enemy territory. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. It's a great pickup, 16 yards, and now they've got first down.
At the 42-yard line.
Operating from the gun, it's McCarthy. This is Jefferson, and he's got it. He can't escape a quick tackle after the catch. Tackles at the 20. It's a gain of 22. And the Vikings are going to have a first down. We've reached the 2-minute warning in Santa Clara. Vikings losing by 4. Coming to the line for another first and 10. Again, McCarthy to throw. And they got there in time. He's taken down. And they've got a little extra distance now to make up here on second down.
That is some serious defensive urgency that really does, Kate, match the situation we're in. This is a one-score game. Even though they have gotten after this quarterback all game long, they know they can't let up now.
They're going to touch him down after a short pickup.
A gain of 2 on the play.
Here he has to throw. And he has the Minnesota touchdown. The Vikings jump in front late. Extra point upcoming. This to put it to a field goal game. And he shakes out the pressure to nail the point after, and now an opposing field goal would only tie this game.
49ers 31.
The Vikings have it teed up, and play resumes with the kick. Returning it from the 4. He's brought down just inside the 25.
First and 10.
The offense returning to the field now as we get a look at their wideouts. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around. Setting up to pass. Maybe a bit of desperation. Here's a deep shot. And this is going to end up incomplete. He really aired it out there on first down, but just couldn't make the connection. Ranging near a minute to play. 2nd and 10.
Here we go, set. Viking 18.
Here he is to throw. Looking slant route complete. Gain of about 8 here. Nice pickup, but he stopped a second before he can move those chains. They're going to think this over before trying 3rd and 1. They take a timeout.
Back. 18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
To throw. Into the hands of Harrison. And they're all the way across midfield before he's brought down. San Francisco calls it 2nd timeout. And they're still going to have 1 left at their disposal. To the line for a new set of downs. Only a lone timeout at their disposal.
Ready.
He'll look to throw it. Trying to push deep downfield. Connects with Harrison again. And he's going to be hauled down at the 2. That sets up 1st and goal.
If only every completion could get that kind of result. That's good enough to knock a defense flat on its back.
Got it. Ready.
Got that chip shot in their back pocket to tie it. A chance at the lead here first, though. 1st and goal.
70 Timberwolves.
Back to throw. Headed out right. And really, no, he's not going to escape. They take him down on a pivotal play late in this ball game. The 49ers will call their 3rd and final timeout. After the loss, it's 2nd and goal from the 5.
Let's go now. Cup 19. Cowboy 80. Ready.
He'll work against the blitz. On him again. He goes down again. Offense hurrying to the line with the clock running.
It's a loss of 8. Makes it 3rd and goal.
And they get it spiked just before time runs out. And now they'll get ready to kick this and hopefully force overtime. 1 final second on that clock. There's a timeout. We'll have to wait just a touch longer to close this one out. An important attempt coming up here for Jake Bates. This from 30 yards out. The kick is good. He got it. And at the buzzer, they forced overtime. Man, this has been such a great game. Nobody is ready for it to end just yet. After 4 quarters, we're headed to overtime. So overtime in the playoffs, Brock, no longer an oddity compared to our first 18 weeks. It's all going to work the same now. Both teams guaranteed a shot with the football regardless of who wins the opening toss. And if we're tied after those 2 drives, it is next score wins. Two teams giving all they have to make it to the NFC Championship. How fun is this, Brock? A great game continues as they kick it away in overtime. Big shot at the end of that run back as he gets it just past the 20. The Vikings offense back to the field now. And a touchdown here won't win the game automatically, but it could spell the beginning of the end for their opponents, who would have to respond in kind. And off to Jacobs to start the drive. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards. Not much to be had on that first down, Brock. First couple of plays of overtime. How do you approach things?
SOS. And I'm not talking desperation. I'm talking about stay on schedule.
From the shotgun, McCarthy. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the sack forces a now tougher 3rd down.
I think we've reached the point of the game, Kate, where I got to make my PSA. Protect the quarterback, and quarterback, protect yourself. 3rd and 10. 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 3rd
Cannot afford a 3-and-out in this spot. Offense has to figure this out on third down. Here he goes, third and long. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Minnesota lined up in punt formation. And in overtime, he needs to make this a good one. Collects this at the 35. And he gets him something back on that return. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield. Now the 49ers getting set to go on offense. Their defense got off the field clean, Brock, and now their offense runs on knowing that any points are going to end this game.
Well, you want to look up complimentary football in the football dictionary. This might be the most important time for it. One side of the ball makes a stand, and the other side gets a chance to go win it.
Escapes the pocket. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on first down. The next score sends somebody through in our postseason. So high stakes as they step up here for second down. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And that's going to leave him with a tough third and long. They'll throw, third and long. And they knock away another one. 3 straight passes, Brock failing to connect. That brings us to fourth down.
We see this all the time. The number one thing you see NFL defenses do to try to force that fourth down, gets down coverage. Put your cover guys on the field. Let the boys up front cut it loose with pressure, and let the cover guys go shut it down.
And the fair catch secure here at the 16. The Vikings taking the field on offense. Each offense has had a chance to score now, Brock. Neither one could, so we're in a sudden death. The next score wins it.
And wouldn't it be great, Kate, if we saw one of these defenses just take a turnover back for the winning touchdown? Really just surprise everybody here. It'd be a little tougher to do now, though. Both offenses a little more settled in, and you've got to imagine a little more sense of urgency.
Brings up second and 2.
On second down, Jacobs. They're going to bring him down just after he crosses the 50. It's a gain of 27 yards to move the chains. Ball just a yard shy of midfield. First and 10. They stick with Jacobs. And they love to see him fighting forward, but he only gets him 3.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign that they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
From the gun, it's a give to Jacobs. Well, that's not what the offense dialed up. They stick him for a loss. It's going to be third down.
I'm going to guess at some point, whether it's in the huddle or over there on the bench on the sidelines after this drive, QB is going to go apologize to that running back. He just ran him into one heck of a negative play.
McCarthy throwing on third down. Complete beyond the marker. And they're on him to send him out right before he gets to that 30-yard line. New set of downs for him from the 31.
18 on the play. First down, Minnesota.
Running on first here with Jacobs. And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
That's a pretty good stop on first down. This defense now gets a chance to dictate, and that's what all the great defenses want to do, Kate. They want to dictate it on their terms and not just be reacting to what the offense is always doing.
This is Mason on second down. Defender gets to him right around the line. It's going to be marked as no gain. So, Brock, that means third down coming up.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate's training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
Still not opting for the field goal. All right, offense staying out there on third down. Turning to Jacobs on third. They're holding strong here. The defense gets him at the line. That's going to bring up fourth down.
Don't laugh at me, Kate. I almost wish there was an actual white flag on either sideline we could see waving in this spot, because that was an easy mop-up for the defense to force fourth and long.
So here they are. A chance to win this with a field goal. This will be a 45-yard look from the left hash. The kick is good. He got it. And they've taken back the lead.
So many of these players on the field, Kate, they just strive for consistency, but not the kickers. They strive for perfection, and so far, he's just that.
So the Vikings pick up the win on the road. And that was the type of game you can only hope for in the postseason, Brock. A couple of deserving teams laying it all out there, and they were finally able to get the win and keep their playoffs going. So for Brock Huard and everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports. The Vikings emerge as winners, as we'll see you next time from Santa Clara.
What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name?
Name existed forever, means victory, helper. Whole name means protector, shortened it by 2 letters, without the IR at the end. The reincarnated Gil Scott living in the again. The World Cup in Moscow with a blind who's a 10. Pen when I speak is like a lottery win. Quote my total, multi-mogul, so fly out to walk in any spot, every be soaking from a time when was stronger. Today's streets are calmer. They used to kill for shade sneaks and bombers. My name existed forever before Christians came in America, even better. With click sounds in their mouths was language for humans. With stick figures and K's, my name's written fluid. Nasty like way before even Rome had a sewage. For 50,000 years ago, if I could choose its origin, since there's nothing to gain by assuming I'ma say the definition of my name, the truest. I shock them like real product. Creep with baddies in sequence, dresses with high strung. Fresh off the jet, you can see my vision where I've come. How much time y'all got? Yo, Preem, let's drop something.
What defines my name? What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name? NAS. What defines my name?
DNA of King James, kin of St. Michael. Polygamous minded, 7 wives on ridiculous timing. They always share the same title. That be the talk. That's foul like a stop in Frisk, New York. At 20, I said I better quit by 30 than by 30. I thought by 40 rapping is corny. How wrong